Well, folks, the last Hearthstone video I made, hunting achievements, kind of got blessed by the algorithm a little bit. That last video with the motion denied achievement outperformed pretty much every other Hearthstone video I've ever made combined. So naturally, I'm taking that momentum and I'm waiting 2 weeks to make the next one. Yeah. But should lightning strike twice again and this video get the reach that one did? Hi, my name's Tallman and I like achievement hunting, and that's pretty much what I focus on in my Hearthstone videos. So if this happens to get recommended to you again and you maybe saw the last one, that's what I like to do here. And today is patch day as I record this. Patch 25.0, I believe, has just hit the Hearthstone client. So with it brings the kind of the pre-patch for the March of the Lich King expansion, which comes out next week, and as well as a whole new list of achievements with that set, which a couple are able to be done now. So I've looked through these and I've kind of crunched the numbers a little bit and kind of want to give a little bit of an overview about how many legendary cards you're going to need, what experience you can expect to receive from doing them, and overall what I think of the achievement set. So let's not waste any more time and hop right into that. First off, starting here with Castle Nathria, I did manage to get 100% of the achievements here, including for, I think, the second time ever, where are you? The mysteries of, I can't find it. Yeah, solve the mysteries hidden throughout Castle Nathria. Normally I kind of avoid these, kind of pick at them way later because they don't give you reward track experience points, really just a card back, but this one was actually really fun. Whereas all the other ones have just been like pulling up a guide and following it to the T. This one is slightly randomized and it's a little puzzle to solve, and once you look up kind of what's expected of you, it was actually pretty fun. I enjoyed doing this one. I pulled out a little spreadsheet and I was kind of working at it as I went. I like this one a lot. I would love to see more like this, Celestalon, if you're watching, and less like the other ones. I know that there's the whole community aspect of getting those solved, but personally as a player, I was much more engaged with this one than any of the others that I've looked at and attempted. But we're not here to talk about Castle Nathria. That's old news. That is past. We are here to talk about March of the Lich King and the achievement set that has been added to the game. So just real broad overview. Each class has the same amount of achievements. Each has 3, one of which is a 3-step grind, as always. This is the same thing as always. Each class has 1100 reward track experience associated with it before any bonuses, and then a bunch of neutral ones as well. Now, to compare to Castle Nathria though, we had a total of, I have my notes right here, 16,600 experience ready to go for us. But we have Death Knight here, a new class being added to the game. So I'm kind of going to extend that out, knowing that each class gets 1100 XP. We can assume that if Death Knight existed for Castle Nathria, that would be 17,700. So that's kind of the baseline XP amount we're going to go with. And like I said, nothing has changed with the classes. But unless I counted wrong and I double-checked my numbers, there is a total of 1,000 extra experience hidden among the neutral achievements, meaning that your grand total for March of the Lich King is 18,700 XP waiting to be gained. So that's great that the number went up, and not just because a new class was added. Just in general, it seems like there's a couple more in there for the neutrals, or more of the neutrals are worth 700 as opposed to the 200. That's great. We love to see that. We love to see upward trends. But as far as getting all these done, what about the amount of legendary minions you're going to need? Well, almost every class requires you to have some kind of legendary minion. Blightfang for Death Knight here, Soul Eater Scythe for Demon Hunter. The list goes on and on. And I've counted all these up, and my count here is that you need 12 legendaries. Once again, to compare to Castle Nathria, that number was 10. But once again, if we assume Death Knight, let's just bump that up to 11, assuming that one of their legendary cards would be needed. So that is 1 extra legendary that will be needed overall, given that this is 12. But in the neutrals, like we usually get, the free legendary from the reward track, Lorthamar Theron, is one of them. So that's really one less. And unlike Castle Nathria, where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight. I cannot find this one. There it is. The Sunwell, the first neutral spell added to Hearthstone, is another one that has an achievement associated with it. Castle Nathria, the free legendary that we got before, was Prince Renathal, who had no achievement tied into playing him. So yes, the number went up by 1, but also the number of achievements tied to free cards that everyone gets also went up by 1. So in terms of the legendaries that you'll either have to craft or obtain on your own, it's the same. So that is good, actually. That has not gone up overall, aside from just the one Death Knight one that got added. And like usual, one of the Diamond legendaries that's available on the paid Tavern Pass, if we go over to Mage, Grand Magister Rameth is the Diamond legendary that you get for level 1, I believe, on the paid track. So if you're going to be doing that, that's another legendary that you'll get straight away. Now, there are 2 other signature legendary cards on the paid reward track, but unfortunately those ones, Lady Death Whisper and Lord Marrowgar, do not have achievements associated with them, which is a bit of a bummer, because it would be nice to just be able to say a slam dunk for just spend the $20, get these, do the achievements. But on the other hand, the fact that there are now 3 legendary cards on the paid rewards track, I think it's a better value than we usually get. Yes, the skins are nice, but at the end of the day, they're cosmetics. Now, there's a couple days left in the season, and before the actual rewards track resets, so I don't know exactly where I'm going to land, but I'm definitely going to be doing some comparisons because I didn't purchase the paid rewards track this time around. So I'm really curious to see what my kind of gold comparison is, knowing that I've pretty much played about the same as I usually do in Castle Nathria as I did during the previous sets before. So I'm real curious to see what the actual kind of like gold value of the Tavern Pass is. But just the fact that there's 3 legendaries now thrown in there is pretty sweet to me. As far as these achievements themselves, there are a couple that can be started now, like I said, but just overall in general, nothing looked too out of line. There's a good mix, as always, of ones that need to be grinded for over many games, and ones that need to be done in a single game, like draw 10 cards with Acolyte of Death in a single game, for example. And I haven't really looked at a lot of the numbers. I believe this one is each play, if you have no minions of your deck, it spawns 2 of these. It summons 2 of them. So that would be like 45 times playing that card. That's about what we expect most of the time. But as far as the ones that can be worked on now, well, you can go into duels, and these cards are being offered in buckets, apparently. I have not started up a duels run since the patch went live, but apparently that's a thing you can do if you want to start working on some of these. But if you just want to go into constructed, this is one you can start dealing damage with arcane spells as Hunter. Granted, in standard, I think there's a couple more in wild, but in standard, the only one is Arcane Shot, the deal 2 damage for 1 mana one. So it'll be a bit slow going there. They have a Hunter has a big arcane spell synergy thing in this upcoming set, so you might want to wait on that, but if you really want to get started, that option's available to you. Another really funny option that's available to you to start is taking damage from your own cards as Paladin. And you have to go back to one of the least fondly remembered sets in all of Hearthstone, Rastakon's Rumble. It kind of had a self-damage and healing kind of thing going on in that set. The only card I remember off the top of my head, though, is... Let's see, there's 2 cards I remember. One is a 2/2 weapon for 1 mana that deals 5 damage to your hero, so get started there. And the other is a beast. It's like a 3/5 with taunt, and you deal 4 or 5 damage to your own hero as well. But there are other cards. There's a couple neutrals, I think, that deal damage to yourself when they summon. So if you really want to bust out some old Rastakon's Rumble cards and get going on that in Wild, be my guest. Other than that, though, there aren't too many. This one might be possible if you can find an opponent that will let you like play out a bunch of cards, because the tribes update is here. So undead minions are currently in the game, as are the dual type minions. So you could theoretically do this one as well. Just load your deck up with just a bunch of undead. Get this one done. I'm sure it'll be easier with some of these synergies Priest is getting in this set, so that's not one I'm going to be touching just yet. And other than that, I don't really think there's anything else you can super do. Most of these cards, most of these achievements do mention actual card names. So there's that. Also, unlike last time, there are no achievements that intend to be done with legendary cards, but can just be done with other means. That being the legendary invitations from the Countess. Nothing like that here. Everything that needs a legendary needs that legendary. Other than that, I think the ones I mentioned are the only ones that can get started right now, but I am super excited for this set. I think that's about it. This is going to end up being another kind of a shorter one, but I'm super excited for March of the Lich King. Knights of the Frozen Throne was a set fairly early on in my Hearthstone playing career, and I absolutely loved it. One of my favorite sets to date. Super excited for Death Knight, super excited for everything that's coming in this game. And, well, just super excited to have a new achievement set to grind. So here's where I usually do the plugs and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to get back to the happier music here on the thing. But as I'm wrapping up, if you see any achievements you'd like to see covered in a video, anything that looks really difficult, anything that you'd like to see an optimal build for, as I kind of build my own decks for these most of the time, shoot those down in a comment. I'd love to see those. What are you most excited about playing as well from this set? Love to see that as well. I plan on making a bunch of videos. A new set coming out is like Christmas, basically. I know we have Christmas actually coming up, but brand new set is, it feels much the same. So I'm looking forward to tackling a bunch of these in upcoming videos. So make sure you keep checking back for more, and the best way you can do that is subscribing to the channel. That helps me out a lot. It's free. It's just one click of a button and you're done. As well as, if you haven't done so already and you feel the need to, if you feel I've earned your like, click the like button on the video. That's free as well. Other than that, I can be found at Twitter and Twitch. I'm at HeyTallman at both places. I will plug the Twitch extra if you're watching this. I will be streaming pack openings. I always love streaming pack openings and day one brewing kind of stuff. So I'm going to be doing that on Tuesday when the set comes out. So come join me there. There will be probably edited down stuff for that hitting YouTube next week as well. But I'd love to see you over at the Twitch. And I think that's about all I have to say. So until next time, until we get to Northrend, I don't even know if I'm doing the series thing anymore, but may the cards you need the most never be at the bottom of your deck, unless you can dredge. I really need to figure out if I'm rebranding this series or not. I guess we'll see how this video does. Bye, everybody.